Public safety is first and foremost. We want to make sure that the traveling public is safe when they're on the roadways, whether that be a rural residential road or a highway. We want to make sure that they're getting to where they need to be safely. That's the #1 priority.
Compared to other places in BC, there's far more black ice in the mid-island area. What we tend to see are above zero temperatures, but then we have these pockets where the temperatures drop to 0, -1, -2 degrees. These areas, usually shady areas, are very prone to black ice and slippery sections. I think it is a combination of the typically warmer temperatures. In other areas where it may have frozen up, it is above zero in most of the area. But then we get these other large shady areas due to the high trees, the cool breezes off the ocean, and the abundant humidity.
We have what we call hot spots in the mid-island, and we add to that list every year. And those are known locations where the foliage may be shading the road and there's high potential for black ice to form on the road. So in that case, we would go in there and be proactive and anti-ice prior to an event.
The brine we use in Service Area 2 is sodium chloride. Applying it to the asphalt or concrete surfaces, it reduces the freezing temperature of the surface from 0 degrees down to -10, -14 degrees. It prevents the water from forming into ice or compact snow.
It's a very collaborative effort over at Mainroad. I work very closely with the operations manager and the general manager and sometimes some of the road managers. And we just collaborate the efforts on what we believe to be the highest priorities, what needs actions, and where we want to reallocate resources.
We have our crews on 24 hours a day in the fall, going right through into the spring. These crews are constantly monitoring weather forecasts as well as our weather sensors, and we're patrolling in real time around the area. We have Marwis units on our trucks, which are mobile weather information units that we can use to monitor the freezing temperature of the road, the temperature of the road and the air, and other factors. So when we know one of our hot spots has potential to freeze up, then we dispatch a truck with brine, we spray it down in that area that's prone to freezing. But we're also checking all other locations because it could be a unique environmental condition or unique factor that we don't account for that isn't a seasonal one that we still have to react to. Sand is our next application method. We'll come back with the truck will be carrying sand if needed. It will put the sand down and will apply a temporary boost of traction to the area. Now, due to the high volumes of traffic and high speed of traffic, the sand won't stay on the road for a great amount of time. Applying sand in an area as busy or with as much traffic as the Central Vancouver Island area is a very fine line. We want to apply as much sand as we need to restore traction, but not so much that we cause issues with a lot of windshield damage and unnecessary sand. Sand is typically applied first in areas of concern for braking, so we're going to apply sand at steep hills, intersections, curves, to reinforce the areas where drivers normally brake or may have issues with control. If you have a freezing rain event, those type of things, so we're going to come back, we're going to apply sand in all locations to restore as much traction as possible for the traffic that needs to travel. If the temperature that you're encountering is in that +2 or lower range, then you should be prepared to anticipate black ice or slippery sections in your travels. It can drop very quickly between +2, 0 degrees, -2 degrees in all areas, especially shady ones, and especially on bridge decks. If the highway looks wet and you're in that temperature range, then try and be prepared that some of that wetness, some of that dampness may be slippery. So if you encounter a slippery section, whether it's on the main highway or your side road or your route home after work, a hill, a corner, a curve, a straight section, it doesn't matter. Give us a call at our hotline, let us know the location, your concern, and we'll send a truck as quickly as we can. Let's all have a safe winter.